YouTube, I'm Kirsty, and in case you missed SummerSlam last night, I got you. Okay, so first of all, I got off work during the Cruiserweight Championship because I was on Twitter, like, walking home, like, trying to read. But no one said who won it. Apparently, it was not that great of a match, but Drew Gulak retained against Oney Lorcan. Then we had, and this is when I got home, but the WWE Network was having so many problems. Seriously, everybody was complaining about it. So I missed every match in the pre-show, and then I missed the opening match, which was Becky Lynch versus Natalya. I was a little upset. That's okay. Then there was Buddy Murphy versus Apollo Crews, and Rowan ended up coming out, so they got a DQ because he was beating up Buddy Murphy. Because remember, was it on SmackDown where Roman Reigns was beating up Buddy Murphy, saying, "I know you know something," and finally he said, "Yeah, Rowan did it. Rowan hurt you." So that Rowan attacked him, so that's probably going to be a storyline. Then Elias came out and sang a terrible song about Toronto. And who should come down the ramp? Edge. And he actually even gave Elias a spear, which is crazy because I've heard he's so injured, one more bad bump and his head could fall off. I don't know if that's true. That's what I've heard. And then there was a tag team title match between the new champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, versus the Iconics, and they retained. Okay, so our first match, actually I'm going to say something. I think it's bad to have a huge WWE pay-per-view the night after an NXT takeover. I'm just saying, because I'm so pumped up after watching NXT takeover, and it's the most brilliant and beautiful thing ever. And then, you know, hi Rocky. SummerSlam, even though, like, they worked super hard, it would have been a great show by itself, but I'm still coming down from, like, the high of NXT takeover. So even though SummerSlam was really good, I still ended up being a little bit disappointed in it just because it followed such an epic evening. That's just my opinion. I'm going to work on that. That's something to work on with myself. Okay, first we had Becky Lynch versus Natalya. It was a submissions match. Becky suplexes Natty, and Natty slams Becky into some barricades. Rope breaks don't count, so when Becky first puts Natty in her first submission, Natty keeps trying to grab the rope, but rope breaks don't work in a submission match. Natty does a submission off of the turnbuckle, where she's sitting on the turnbuckle and, like, takes Becky's legs like that. Becky ends up getting out and throws Natty into the announce table, and then the steel stairs. Natty suplexes Becky off of the top turnbuckle. Becky puts Natty in a sharpshooter. Natty's own submission move. Becky uses it on her. Not okay. But Natty climbs under the ropes far enough to where Becky hits the ropes and can't hang on any longer. Then she pulls Natty back in and does the disarm her. That is what Natalya taps out from in her hometown. So Becky retained the Raw Women's Championship. Then there's Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. Basically, Dolph comes in and he's talking smack on Goldberg, so Goldberg comes out. Dolph gets a couple good super kicks in, but Goldberg does a spear, then a really big slam, and covers for 3. Dolph loses. It's over super quick. Then when Goldberg's walking away, Dolph gets on a mic and he's like, "Oh, why don't you come fight me like a man? Is that all you got?" So Goldberg comes back in, does another spear, covers for 3. As he's leaving again, Dolph calls him out again. Goldberg comes back, does another spear for 3. It was a little bit pointless. I understand the reason why they were doing it was they're trying to let Goldberg make up pretty much for the Super Showdown or whatever. But, and I mean, Dolph is the best seller in the game, but it really was a pointless fight, in my opinion. Then there was a little thing backstage where Big E and Xavier Woods say they're in Toronto and they know Kofi likes the Toronto Raptors, so they were trying to get somebody to come in and wish Kofi luck, and they got Drake. And he's like, "What, Drake?" Ladies and gentlemen, it was Drake Maverick, dressed as Drake. Doesn't really count. And he's like, "I thought R-Truth was here, guys." Da 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 da. And then when they were announcing all the announce tables, like the Mandarin announce table, the Spanish announce table, there was a very interesting one, which was Carmella and R-Truth in disguises speaking British, in British accents. It was kind of funny. Drake Maverick never caught up to them. Then we had Ricochet versus AJ Styles, and the OC was on ringside. This was the match I was most looking forward to. It did not disappoint. AJ... Oh, it's for the United States Championship, which Ricochet holds. Hi, Sega. AJ rolls out of the ring, so Ricochet starts to dive, like, over the ropes, but he catches himself on the ropes and does a flip and then runs over Gallows and Anderson. Like, uses their shoulders as stairs to go and put his legs around AJ's neck and do his little flippy thing. That was awesome. Like, someone posted a gif of it and I retweeted it. Like, that's how good it was. I retweeted a gif. AJ starts working Ricochet's legs with kicks and submissions. Ricochet's leg is so hurt that he goes to the top rope on one leg and does a crossbody to AJ. AJ knocks Ricochet out of the ring, and when Ricochet tries to come in, AJ drop kicks his face. Styles does the backbreaker. Ricochet goes to the turnbuckle and flips backwards on Gallows, who's ringside. Then Ricochet jumps off the turnbuckle, but AJ catches him and rolls him up. AJ Styles gets the United States Championship. And after the bell rings, as per usual, Gallows and Anderson beat up Ricochet after the bell. There's a little backstage segment with the Street Profits versus Ric Flair, and if you never thought you needed that in your life, you are wrong. It was amazing. And of course, it's the Street Profits. Like, of course it's going to be amazing. Next, we have Bayley versus Ember Moon for the SmackDown Women's title. Ember does a lot of kicks and slams, and Bayley's does some suplexes and gives her some big right hands. She slams Ember into the post. And then Ember's doing, you know, where your legs are on the top and your head's in the bottom? She legs drops Ember's throat while she's like that. Ember goes for the Eclipse, but Bayley kicks out. Then Bayley does Bayley to belly off the second rope for 3. Bayley retains. This was a super short fight. It was good, but it was short. And like I said the night before, all the NXT TakeOver matches they're pretty good sized. Next we have Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. For if Kevin Owens loses, he has to quit the WWE. And Elias is like an enforcer ref, not the main ref, but a secondary ref. So when the match first starts, Shane runs around the ring, and when Kevin runs after him, Elias, of course, trips Kevin, gets Shane back into the ring, slams him a couple times, then does a cannonball when Shane's in the corner. He throws Shane over the ropes, but Shane comes back with some punches. Kevin does a pop-up power bomb, and Elias distracts the ref. Kevin would have won right there, but of course, Elias. Then Elias slides a steel chair into the ring, which if Kevin uses it, he will be disqualified and therefore have to quit the WWE. So, he picks up the chair, he's holding it, thinking about it, and you know, this was kind of the thing that happened during Gargano and Cole the night before. They were kind of channeling that fight a little bit. So Kevin's holding it up and thinking about it, and Shane McMahon gets up and slaps him across the face. Kevin Owens does not use the chair. He does a senton instead with the cover, but Elias pulls the referee out of the ring. So Kevin goes to dive on Elias, but he hits both of them, and the main ref is knocked out. So Shane picks up the chair, but Elias pulls him out of the ring. So Kevin hits Elias, sends him to the timekeeper's area, gets the chair, hits Shane with the chair while the ref is unconscious. The ref wakes up, and Kevin does a stunner, cover for 3. Kevin is still in the WWE. Yay. Next, we had Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus. And honestly, you guys, this was a match that I did not care about. I thought it was just, it might be okay to watch. This ended up being my absolute favorite match of the night. Trish has some great kicks, and she's reversing everything Charlotte throws at her. Like, some amazing reversals. Trish gets Charlotte out of the ropes and does double knees to ringside. Charlotte pulls Trish's legs out from under her when Trish is walking up the steel stairs, so she gets a face full of stare. She throws Trish into the barricades. Trish comes back with big punches. And then Charlotte's in ring, and Trish is on the apron, and Charlotte kicks her in the face. And you guys, Trish has the hardest fall off the apron to, just the ground. It was so hard. They replayed it 70 times, and I still cringe. And, she's like a mom and not in her prime. Okay, first of all, homegirl, teach me your regimen and your ways, because you are amazing. And 2, you shouldn't have taken a bump like that. I'm 36, and that would have broken me. Trish does Stratusfaction and chick kicks. She gets Charlotte in the figure 4 and then the figure 8 leg lock, which is Charlotte's thing. That's what she'd do. Charlotte gets to the rope. They both take turns chopping each other. Then Charlotte puts Trish in the figure 4, figure 8 leg lock, and Trish taps. Trish Stratus, if you ever see this, do not feel bad. That was amazing. You made me a lifelong fan, because I had read about you, seen a couple of your old match, didn't really watch wrestling at the time you were wrestling, but oh my gosh, I am a diehard fan now. As in, gonna go back and watch everything you've ever done. Then they had a backstage segment where Bret Hart tells Seth Rollins to slay the Beast, which was weird. I understand it's Toronto and Natalya was in a match, but Bret Hart, he delivered the AEW championship. You remember that? So, I didn't know he was still welcome. Sega, please don't jump on the bed, love. You're going to get hurt. Sega. Okay, then we have Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston for the heavyweight championship. It is heavyweight, right? It's heavyweight. Get ready to be angry. Kofi does some big forearms, gets to the turnbuckle, but Orton throws him off the turnbuckle to ringside, slams him into the announce table, throws him through the table. Kofi hits him with the flying elbow off the steel stairs, and Randy throws him through the table again. These announce tables are not catching a break tonight. They go back in the ring. Kofi does a DDT to Orton and a huge leap off the turnbuckle, but Orton returns the DDT. Kofi jumps from the top rope, but Orton RKO's him in midair. Kofi rolls out of the ring. Randy beats him ringside, goes in front of Kofi's kids who are sitting front row, kind of pulls Kofi up by the hair and is laughing and punching him. And all of a sudden, Kofi gets an anger we did not know Kofi had. And he starts punching Randy, going nuts on Randy. Bell, it's a double count out on a championship match. I'll say it again. It's a double count out. Then Kofi continues beating Randy. He does it with the kendo stick and everything. Crowd doesn't really care. We're all really mad, and they are yelling. They're yelling about the defecation of a male cow, and I concurred. Clean show. That sounded like so scientific though, right? Anyway. Next we have Finn Balor versus The Fiend. This one, I got Miss Sega in there because she likes to watch Finn Balor and go, ow! So she was doing the Finn Balor, oh, and then the Fiend came out and she said, uh-oh, which was very accurate. His theme music, first they play the Firefly Funhouse theme music, and then it goes, Arr! And it's basically the old Wyatt family's song, but it's slowed down, super creepy, and he walked out holding a lantern of his own face. Like, it was pretty legit. It was a super short match, which I was disappointed about. The Fiend just annihilates Balor. He has huge right arms. He does his upside down thing, the turnbuckle, and he's like, Finn comes back with some punches and a chest stomp. But the mandible claw knocks Finn unconscious. Again, it was a really short match. I wish I could have watched more because I was looking forward to that one too, but so I guess in that way I was disappointed. I wanted it to be longer and I wanted it to be a little not so one-sided. I understand what they're going to do. They're going to get Demon Finn to come and then that'll be the great match. So I mean, there's still something to look forward to. Then we had our Universal Championship match. It was Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. And remember how Brock Lesnar just completely destroyed Seth Rollins' ribs on steel chairs and then a gurney and just everything? Well, Lesnar immediately goes for the ribs. He suplexes Rollins a couple times, and Rollins lands on his feet. That was really impressive. He does not land on his feet during the F5. Lesnar stomps on his ribs, takes him to Suplex City. Swings Seth by the rib tape, like just picks him up by the tape. I thought he was giving him a wedgie at first. Thank you for the quarter, love. Oh, I dropped it. Thank you. Yay! Good helper, Sega. And swung him around. Then more suplexes. After Rollins rolls outside the ring, Lesnar goes out, but Seth slams him into the turnbuckle. They go back in the ring, and Brock runs at Seth, but Seth moves, and Brock hits the turnbuckle. He rolls to the apron, and Seth kicks him off the apron, dives on him. Brock then rams Seth into the post. Brock strips the announce table, but when he's done, he turns around. Seth is there, kick to the face. Brock falls on the announce table, and quickly, oh so quickly, Seth Rollins runs up to the top of the post, leaps from there, smashes Lesnar through the table. They both crawl back into the ring, where Rollins somehow, some way, gets a splash, a stomp. Lesnar kicks out. Rollins does a super kick, a cover for 3. Seth Rollins has defeated Brock Lesnar and is now the Universal Champion, which is better than Brock having it. Definitely. Always. Anyway, that was SummerSlam. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I should be back tonight, unless a typhoon happens, for Monday Night Raw. Oh, goodness. Yay. Thank you so much for watching. If I don't annoy you too much, feel free to subscribe. And thank you so much to all my subscribers. I love you to bits. If you're looking for a podcast, the Oz Banks and I do one called Beyond Serious. It's not safe for work. And if you like us on Facebook, tomorrow morning when we do the show, you can actually communicate with us when we do clips of it live. Not the whole show live, but some of it. And you can always follow me on Twitter at always_KIRSTIE. I live tweet things. Be nice to Rocky Dog, please. And sometimes I'm funny. Sega, we're nice to Rocky Dog. Stop it. I have another YouTube animal abuse video over here. Anyway, thank you guys once again for watching. And as Joe McHale used to say, I watch it so you don't have to. Bye.